I was thinking, is man justified by grace through faith? In other words, is man justified by God's grace and man's faith?
I don't think so, Tim.
The Bible tells us in Romans 3:24 that we are saved by His grace, freely by His grace, God's grace. But it also tells us in Romans chapter 5 that we are justified by faith, and Paul uses Abraham as an example of what type of faith it is that justifies someone. And so in Ephesians 2:8 and 9, it says, "For by grace are you saved through faith, and that not of yourselves, it's a gift of God, not of works, lest any man should boast." The Bible tells us over and over again that we are justified by faith. Faith is that key that gives us access into God's grace, wherein we stand, the Bible tells us. And so we are saved by God's grace and our faith. But a Calvinist doesn't believe that.
Not even close, Tim.
Calvinism makes grace and faith all the same thing, as all part of the sovereign election of God. They believe that faith really isn't necessary. They say that we're saved by grace alone, through faith alone, and Christ alone, to God's glory alone, but they don't believe that. They believe that we are saved by grace alone. They believe that you must be regenerated, you must be given life in order to exercise faith. And in essence, it makes faith irrelevant. It makes faith useless when it comes to salvation. It makes faith useless whenever it comes to justification. In essence, we're not saved by grace through faith. We are saved by grace to faith in the Calvinistic systematic. Well, that's not what the Scripture teaches. And so, in essence, faith is irrelevant. We're not saved by grace through faith. We're saved by sovereign election, according to a Calvinist. And so that's not found anywhere in the Bible. So no, Calvinism doesn't teach a salvation by grace through faith. It teaches a salvation by grace to faith, and it makes faith irrelevant when it comes to being saved.
I get your point now, Tim.
Anyway, just a thought. Talk to you later. Bye.